So Lenny, we're here at the Men's Shed in Northern Suburbs Men's Shed, and we'd like to find out a little bit about what your story is and how you became a member and why you became a member.
Yeah, well, I joined the Men's Shed about 7 years ago, and that was on the induction day. They had a barbecue to set up the shed themselves, and I thought, now that's a good idea. So I joined up that particular day, and I've been a member ever since. And early days, I used to do a lot of woodwork with the guys in the shed, but in the last couple of years, I've had a few health issues, and I've got a bad hip and so forth, so I don't participate as well as I should do. But hopefully that's going to change in the near future, and I'll be present more often at the shed, and I help the other guys out, if nothing else.
Well, you're doing a good job. You're here today, and you're here for the barbecue today, I think. And
Yep.
So, in saying that the Men's Shed is more beneficial to you mentally and things like that, and how does it help with your mental stability and things?
Yeah, well, that's strange because my mental ability is quite good. I don't suffer from anything, anxiety or any of those sorts of things. So I've just got a very, very open mind, and I like to participate as long as and as often as I can in the shed and help the guys out. That's the main thing. And make sure everybody's trying to work safe as best we can. So that's about all I can do at the moment. It's, but I enjoy it, and I like to come down and have a talk to the guys and you know, catch up on whatever news is happening around the place. So that's a good thing for me, and it gets me on because now I'm on my own. I've lost my wife just recently, and so now I'm on my own, and it's an outlet for me to come down to the shed and talk to the guys. So it's something I look forward to.
It's quite a benefit to that, isn't there?
Mm.
And so as far as community projects go, are you involved in any of the community projects that are going on at the moment?
Not at the present moment, no. I'm just waiting to get myself back to some sort of... I've got a bad hip, and of course I use a walking stick for that, and I can't do anything more about it. I can't have an operation or anything like that because I've got a pacemaker and my dialysis doesn't help. But anyway, apart from that, yes, I don't, you know, help out with community things. I mean, I don't mind helping people if they've got a project to do and they want a hand. I'm quite willing to do small jobs like that and help out.
What's your history in your past professions?
My profession is a farmer or farmhand. Originally, my dad had a cane farm over in Childers, which is in northern Queensland, just above Maryborough. And we started up there with absolutely nothing. In 1949, I think we went up there, and we started off in 1950. And so I worked on the farm for quite a few years, and I had to leave school early because my dad got hurt, and so I had to virtually run the farm with help from other farmers around the area, preferably my grandfather. So that helped me out a bit. So then I left the farm, and then we went and bought a dairy farm. We sold the cane farm, bought a dairy farm, and it was very run down. So we built that up, and there's 200 acres of creek flats, all black soil. And we converted that all into permanent pastures and fenced off into 10-acre paddocks. And so that gave us control to what the cattle were doing and where they were eating and whatever. And of course, at times you had to take them off certain paddocks because they were getting blown up from that sort of stuff. So anyway, so then eventually I left the dairy farm and I went to Brisbane, and I worked for Saxons, which is a nail producing company, and I worked for them for a few months, and then I ended up got a job with 7-Up Bottling Company as
what history?
Yeah, as a driver. And so I used to drive down the Gold Coast and do a lot of the longer runs because I was one of the younger blokes. And I quite enjoyed that. I really, really loved that job. But they went bust. And of course that meant we had to get out and had to go somewhere else. So I was thinking of coming to Western Australia because my girlfriend at that time was from Perth. And so I went down to Victoria and picked fruit for a while. And then we ended up meeting up and coming over to Perth. And we went to Port Pirie, put the car on the train there, and got off at Clarkston, which is just out of Kalgoorlie. So that was our introduction to Perth, to go across the Nullarbor. And that was a good trip. Really enjoyed it.
Did you end up marrying that girl?
Yes, I did. I ended up marrying a girl, and I lost her only 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that's a shame.
So anyway, that's part of life, and we've got to learn to get up and get going again. And then since I've been in Perth, I've worked on dairy farms, I've worked on frozen foods as a driver, and then I've worked on Cyclone for several years, 15 years in fact, and then I worked for ABB transformer company. They used to make all the transformers that you see around the city.
Well, you had quite a bit of experience. So your recommendation would be for people to join the men's shed if for anything, just to learn more, doing things, new crafts?
Definitely, yes. I would be quite encourage people to do that because, and people now that are finding that they need something to do, is to come down to the men's shed and give us a go, because we'll definitely help you out and try and steer you on the right road.
Well, thanks, John or Lynn, for the interview this morning, and we'll see you next time. We look forward to doing another one with you soon.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mm.